Hey, it's Jabbo. Welcome to BrickTsar, your home for vintage Lego. We're going to be looking at this ginormous box that I picked up at BrickFair. I hadn't had time to look through everything. It's been kind of a hectic week. Actually got sick, and on Monday, so this right after we got back from BrickFair, they had to take my dad to the emergency room because we were taking care of him at home. He ended up having a broken bone. Don't know when it happened. Back in 1988, my dad was in a plane crash actually near the hospital that he went to have this surgery. It's kind of ironic in a way. So in 88, crashed a plane near Wellstar in Austell. They ended up taking him to a different hospital. It was him and another guy were in this plane. And so he had a lot of injuries. They survived. The other guy had actually a worse injury. He had a crushed throat. But that guy has since passed away. Not from the plane crash, but later. But anyway, my dad survived the plane crash. I recorded the news story of the plane crash, but I don't know what happened to that VHS tape. It might still be at the house where I grew up. I'm not really sure. But anyway, so all those injuries, all those years ago, have taken a toll. We also had some parachuting injuries. He was involved in one of the biggest parachuting disasters on U.S. soil back in the 50s. So anyway, he's lived a long life and suffered a lot of injuries, and so he had a hip replacement surgery. We were taking care of him, recovery, because they just replaced his hip and sent him out. And so we were trying to take care of him, and I was doing that, going down to my sister's and staying there. My sisters were doing the bulk of the work, helping him. But then I was coming back, after we got back from BrickFair, they ended up having to take him because his pain kept getting worse. They did an x-ray, and it turned out he had a broken bone where this... I probably shouldn't go into too much detail. It's my dad. So he is, with all the other stuff that's going on, the hospitals have been full, so he had to wait like a week to have his surgery. Fortunately, he's been getting care there, and I hope they've been taking good care of him. But he literally had the surgery at the hospital that he was close to when he crashed his airplane 34 years ago, I think it is now. Well, he didn't crash the plane. The other guy crashed it. Tell that story. And this is not what this video is about. The video is about this package, but sorry, I get to rambling and talking. The way my dad tells the story, there's an old plane built in the 40s, and they were flying over the guy's father's property. So, and stalling is something you practice for when you're in planes. I remember going up in the plane with my dad, and he'd intentionally stall the engines, and you'd have to restart them. And it's a procedure you go through because it's something that can happen. Well, anyway, the engine stalled, and they were low altitude, and it wouldn't start back up. So they were near a field where they could land, and they were headed towards a tree, and my dad was wanted him to just go through the tree because it was they're near the tops of the tree, but the guy tried to turn, which you shouldn't do on no power, and when he turned, they went straight down. And so probably, I don't know what the speed of the impact would have been there, but it was pretty severe. It's amazing they even survived. But they did. My dad was still conscious. The other guy was knocked out. But yeah, that's the story of my dad and his injuries. And I know I shouldn't be laughing. It's not funny. I don't know, this was one of those nervous habits, even when something's not funny. And I've talked about it way too long. So, and then I couldn't even have gone. If he was still at my sister's house, I couldn't go right now anyway because I got sick and he's not in a position. I don't know if I still sound sick. I'm feeling a lot better. Don't know if it was from BrickFair. So if you were around me and you went to BrickFair, I hope you didn't get sick too. I started feeling really bad and had to work round the clock Monday and Tuesday. on top of everything else, and then just got really bad. But I'm going to end it there and get to this haul. So this kid had this big box, which includes a lot of Lego Education Mindstorms stuff. And he was trying to sell the bits and bobs in it, and all I was interested in was the trays that were in there. So I have the orange tray and the grayish white tray, I think, but he had all these other trays. I didn't have a red tray. I really wanted the red tray. And so I ended up making a deal for the red tray, and I don't know where the other stuff is. I think I threw it in this box. Oh yeah, this. He wanted me to buy one of the hubs, which the name on this hub is actually the same name that's on this box. Kaler. Mr. Kaler, I guess. So I bought a hub, and I wanted this too, because I could never find mine, but it's the power supply charger that has the small prong for rechargeable batteries, like the one I use from Power Functions. The battery's been, I have two of those batteries, and they're both dead, and I can't find the charger, so I'll probably lose this one too. So that was basically what, oh yeah, and I got the rechargeable battery too. I got a rechargeable battery from. That's what the rechargeable battery looks like. That goes on the back. So you can, with the Mindstorms, I think this is EV3. He also had some NXT stuff, but you can use just the regular, AA batteries, or put this recharger thing on there instead. I have no idea. Those batteries might not even be good now. You know the way lithium-ion batteries are. But I needed it for the set 9797, so it's almost complete. There is a power connector that may or may not have been an extra item, so I may technically be complete now that I got the battery charger and the power supply. But there's this other 9-volt to Power Functions connector that may have been in that set. But now let's go through all of this stuff that is in here. So hit these sticker sheets for labeling everything, but instead of using the sticker sheets, the teachers use magic markers. So I got an unused sticker sheet here. I think it's unused. It's hard to tell. These may have been used here. I don't know. I don't feel... Yeah, I think this is an unused sticker sheet. So I thought that was a neat item. And it shows you how to put the sticker on your EV3. It looks like they did put I think they used electrical tape and then put that on there. So I'll be able to remove that. But some of the other stuff they didn't. Now here's a folded sticker sheet. This is actually a different one. Oh yeah, one of the stickers is removed right there. So that other one is an unused sticker sheet. Oh, so I didn't, yeah, I bought the other thing from them. And so I was happy. I got my tray, but then later at the end of the yard sale, they were like, hey, we'll sell you the whole thing for a good price. And they did. They gave me a really, really good price on this. It was less, $75, I think. So they kept all the electronics. I said, electronics is probably what's worth more, like all the motors and such, all the sensors. So they kept all the sensors, the motors, and the NXTs and EV3s and the wires that go with those. They kept all that. And I got all the other stuff, which included all the boards that would, so these would have been in containers. I think they didn't bring the containers, so the containers these would have come in, which would have been much like, they would have been like this. I think they said theirs were blue. Yeah, so these would have been the tops of them. So this would kind of let me know what they had. I don't know if all these are the same. Yeah, they look pretty much, they're different. So got those cards right there, a bunch of those. There's another one. It's pretty amazing what you could do. I actually wanted to buy one of these when I used to get the Lego Education catalogs, and there was one of the builds I wanted to build, but I don't know if they had the instructions. Some of these things are like projects they give to the students, and then they gotta build the design. It's part of the challenge. This has been cut. I don't know. Somebody cut everything out and laminated it. So that's custom right there. We've got a lot of these different trays. So this is a different tray I hadn't seen before. It's a little bigger. You got a lot of these red trays. So now I don't know how I'm going to do this where you can see it. Ooh, I don't want to talk too much. All right. So I think if it's in this corner, you'll be able to see them. There's some nice partially built builds. Some of this stuff is kind of sorted, so I don't want to just dump these out yet. What I'm going to do is take all the parts and I'm going to sort them, which will be a lot of work. But it's all mostly just Technic related parts. So got this one red tray there. Another red tray. We got some of the wheels there. I love these gears. And I think these will all be modern from the light bluish gray era. Let's see how this goes. All right, and we got some white trays. I think these are a little whiter. I think mine were kind of grayish white. So this is a different color. So probably would have missed out on that. Here's another one with a bunch of these in there, a bunch of them. They're used, definitely used. I don't need the, I wonder, these are rechargeable batteries. I should see if they're still any good. And I'll set those to the side. And some of, I love the orange trays. And the good thing about these Lego trays, that I also use the creationary ones, which are black, which those are hard to see the dark colors, like the blacks like this, but these orange and white and red are pretty good for seeing the parts standing out, especially orange and white. So a lot of gears and stuff. So I got orange trays, red trays, white trays. Here's another white one. I mean, what color is this? This is orange. What does that go to? It looks like something broken off of something. There may be some garbage in here. I don't know. But it's a lot of trays. That's what I love. I don't know what I'm going to do with all this Technic parts. A lot of Technic pins. Yeah. I think these would have been, these little things here would be the rubber bands, if there's still any in there, I think. Yeah, there's some blue rubber bands in there. So I got another red tray. And then got another one. This is a different weird gray tray. So I got a couple of these weird gray ones. I don't like these as much as the orange, the red, and the white ones. I got some translucent pieces in there. Sorry, I should show you. Okay, set that to the side. We've got a big different, there's another tray that's different. I think this is the same one that was in the 97 that I had earlier. This one's mostly empty. We got another one like this. So I think just this, the amount I spent just for the trays, because I got over 10 trays. I hope this wasn't a bad deal. Another tray. How many trays do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's 12 trays so far. 13 trays. Not Trey Young's. 14 trays. These are going to be great for sorting. That's all I can say. I use 15 trays. Not hardly anything in this one. And man, I just bought it for the trays. Here's some instruction booklets. 9580. They're all 9580 instruction booklets. And then some of this other laminated stuff. Anything in this thing? This garbage. And then just a bunch of random parts dumped out in the bottom. Did any stragglers? Oh, sorry, I guess you can't see. Yeah, just a bunch of Technic parts. So, yeah, the box was just too big. They didn't want to take it back home, and I don't blame them. I took it back home. So I dumped it out, and I broke it down. And now I got this garbage there. So did I do bad? Is this a bad deal? All this stuff. There's not a whole lot of parts. Like most of these were empty. I don't know. I don't necessarily know if any of these things are rare. They're Technics. I think some of them they're not rare. The rarest thing may be like this wheel, maybe. So I'm going to go through and sort all this stuff. And oh, check it out. I needed these back in the day when I was building the tipper truck for the windshield. This is those round pieces. That's definitely a keeper right there. Oh look, I got one of those too. So definitely stuff for the tipper truck, or for when I build other vintage builds, like the tipper truck with the building trans clear giant bricks. I'll save those for sure. But lots of trays. Don't know if it was a good deal or not. Probably not. Seemed better when I was buying it. But yeah, I don't know how these trays, you can't really find them much. They're in the Mindstorm set, so those are expensive to get. So people are always asking me where I get stuff. It's stuff like this. I look for deals and people that don't want to carry stuff home. That was a lot of stuff, actually, now that I think of it. But anyway, that's the second to the last haul for BrickFair Alabama. I got one more that will actually include a build. I'm waiting on a couple of things. I need to finish that up, but it's something that M&R Productions brought me at BrickFair Alabama, and I've built it. I just got a couple of things to display it that I need to get, so I'm looking forward to doing that. Been able to build a lot while I've not been at work here lately. I built another Lego set that came out, so I'll probably show you that and give you my thoughts on it in an upcoming video. But for now, I'm going to stop recording, edit this video, and sort these things. So hopefully I have them sorted before this video is published, but it probably won't. It's like standing up now. I feel bad all of a sudden. Man, I need to go get back in bed. I'll see you guys later. What's this? Jabo. It's BrickTsar. See ya.